River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long.
All right, everybody, welcome to our Friday Parlay edition of Niner Nuts. I am Dan here along with Mr. Jimmy B, if I could point right, the OG hosts. Eric will be...
You want to go the other way.
Oh,
there you go.
It's the way it records versus how it outputs. It's whatever. Jimmy's here in the room. You can see him if you're watching us. And Eric will be here. He's just going to be popping in fashionably late, but it's okay. We're not going to get too far into this without him. But it is, as always, on a Friday, our parlay episode. And I'm going to go ahead and get this because I'm bad at getting the tickers up. As always, guys, gamble responsibly, over 18 and over 21, depending on your state. Follow your local and state level regulations. We are a bunch of idiots. This is just for fun. Please do not take us seriously, or too seriously, I guess. Legal disclaimer out of the way. The rest of it's down there. But yeah, it's by the time you're watching this, guys, it's Friday. We already know who the winners of the Thursday night football game is. I cannot personally wait to see what those rivalry jerseys look like with the Cardinals and the Seahawks. Personally, did you see them beforehand?
No, I can't say that I did.
Oh, well, you definitely need to. You've seen ours. It was in our group chat. Ours, which we're only wearing on week 18, which is stupid. We can't wear them against the Rams, or we couldn't wear them on our home opener we couldn't wear them against the Seahawks week 1. But yeah, no, we're in the start of rivalry week. That's the tangent I'm trying to talk about. That's we're finally wearing rivalry jerseys now. I honestly can't wait to see what they look like. But tangent over. It's time to take a peek at our ticket, which is right here. Every week we do a parlay. We only do the mascot one for week 1, and then we'll pick another week for the mascot-centric one. But these are how we feel. These are what we feel are going to be solid. Lock it in. We do this on DraftKings, and no, we're not sponsored by them. So just to make that very, 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 very clear, we are not sponsored by DraftKings. I need to start saying that as a disclaimer as well. But yeah, just starting to go through them a little bit here. We only have one bet that we're putting on the Vikings and the Steelers. It's Justin Jefferson to go over 50 yards. We're not betting that he's going to get a touchdown because that bit us in the ass last week. And frankly, if Eric or you made a big enough stink about it, making an Aaron Rodgers bet, I would have listened to it. But but no, Justin Jefferson, for picking one thing out of this game, Justin Jefferson going over 50 yards seems like a fair bet. I could see the Steelers trying to load the box so Jordan Mason doesn't go off like he did last week.
Right.
But then just on the game itself, Steelers are the underdogs in this right now. They're currently the underdogs. So on a separate ticket from this, I don't understand why. I think the Steelers are going to win this game. I think the Carson Wentz bubble is going to burst. I think it's going to come down a little bit, and I will agree with Steeler Nation that they should be able to beat the Vikings. I don't see why they shouldn't personally. But what do you think about this?
I mean, anybody, it seems like it doesn't matter who you put in Kevin O'Connell's system. They somehow win. Now, granted, they got, 2 defensive touchdowns from Isaiah Rodgers last week, so that sort of helped.
Remember, that was Jacob Cowing. It wasn't Aaron Rodgers. Or Browning, my apologies.
Yeah, that's true. But, Isaiah Rodgers is a really good cornerback. I could see the Vikings pulling this game out, somehow, some way. But I would say if there was any bet that you'd would say would definitely happen. The Justin Jefferson over 50 yards is probably it. So.
Well, here we go. Let's throw this wrinkle into it too. I thought this was just a little. I just realized this was on here. We're having our game. This game is in Dublin. Yes, from what I'm seeing here, Pittsburgh Vikings. Sunday they meet in Dublin, according to the Athletic on here. Do we think that having a foreign neutral turf is going to make a difference here? I just reading that now. I just think that's a fun tidbit. I still think the Steelers are going to win.
I mean, crazier things have happened in London. Apparently, the Jaguars, become the Patriots. Well, the 2000s Patriots when they go to London. It seems like so. It's a London game. You don't know what's going to happen in a London game. I think sometimes. So.
Yeah, no, that's true. And I definitely forgot we were finally. I thought we were still another week or two away from the foreign games, but yeah, good luck, guys, in Dublin. Have fun with that. That's pretty cool, honestly. They get to play there.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
first time in Dublin, right?
If I'm not mistaken, yeah, because we've had Brazil, we've always had London. We just started Germany, and here's Mr. Easy E.
Yo!
What's happening?
Perfect timing. Why not? Let's get your 2 cents on this. We just finished talking about Justin Jefferson and the Steelers and the Vikings playing in Dublin.
Yeah.
I had just asked Mr. Jimmy B because I was dumb and realized 9:30 wasn't because of where you live. It was because they're in Dublin. So I guess what's your 2 cents on this one, and if you have any on the game itself?
I mean, I think Wentz has proven himself to be in one game better than JJ McCarthy was in the 2 games that he played. I think he's going to continue. He knows he's smart enough to feature Jefferson and feed him the ball. The Steelers' defense has not been good all season long. So I think they're going to continue to be able to rack up yards and points. I think Justin Jefferson getting 50-plus yards against the Steelers' defense is going to be pretty easy. The game itself, I think it's going to be a really low-scoring game. I wish I had thought to check the over-under on this game.
I know the Vikings are favored at 2.5.
Yeah, I mean, the Vikings defense is really legit. I mean, they're really good. I've watched them play like 2 whole games now. And they're really, really good. And the Steelers offense, I don't think is very good outside of that one game against the Jets, who haven't shown themselves to be any good yet at all either. The Steelers offense has not been very good. Yes, they beat the Patriots last week, but that was with like 5 turnovers that they managed to get against the Patriots. So I think that the Vikings will win this game. I think that they're going to beat up the Steelers pretty good, to be honest. I don't think it's going to be that close.
See, I just told Jimmy and the listeners, I don't know. I got a feeling about the Steelers in this one. I put it on my personal ticket. I think the Carson Wentz bubble's going to pop, and I don't know. Aaron Rodgers has seen everything, and yeah, the Steelers defense sure isn't that good, but I could see them loading the box to make Carson Wentz have to throw it a lot and keep Jordan Mason contained. I don't know. I mean, it's hearing your argument is very. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see which one of us is going to be right. I'm not saying that I'm going to die on a hill for my prediction, but.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't either, but I just, in the 2 games that I watched the Vikings play, the Vikings defense has been nasty. I mean, just absolute nasty.
Yeah.
I mean, I had said before you came on that Isaiah Rodgers last week had 2 defensive touchdowns. One on an interception and another on a fumble.
Well, he had something like 2 interceptions, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and he did everything you could do defensively.
Yeah.
He's like a defensive hat trick essentially.
It was two picks, one of which was a pick 6, and then yes, he recovered a fumble that he took to the house. You can't ask for more.
Yeah, he had a tackle for a loss too. I mean, he did everything last week.
That was something too. When the Eagles let him go, I was like, oh my gosh, Isaiah Rodgers, because he was very key in our Super Bowl season last year. He was very solid when he had to come in, sort of with spot duty to be, the second cornerback. So, I mean, when I saw the highlights of the Vikings game, I was like, oh, there's Isaiah Rodgers doing Isaiah Rodgers things. It really isn't surprising because he really did show flashes of it when he was on the Eagles last year.
Yeah, the only bad thing about that Vikings Steelers game is that it's on the NFL Network, and I don't have that, so I can't watch it. So I'm bummed.
I have this problem where I'm going to be asleep. So,
well, I would probably be asleep as well, but I can at least catch like the third or fourth quarter. But so
yeah, if I wake up in time, maybe I'll catch the however long it is, depending on when I wake up. But moving on to the next game, we only picked one in this real matchup, the Tom Brady game, which Tom Brady's been at 1 o'clock more often than I thought he would be. But the Eagles and the Bucks, Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown. This is like the one that's always been on our ticket for going on 2 years now. But Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown, about as safe as bet as you could pick. Surprising, it's only minus 140. But yeah, I'm worried for my boy Baker. I'm genuinely worried for him. He doesn't have Mike Evans. He probably, it's from what I've seen, he's probably going to get Chris Godwin, and he's got Mbuka, or however you pronounce his name. And like, the Bucs defense is fine, but it's not, I don't know, maybe fringe top 10. I don't know. The Eagles finally figured out a way to click on offense last week. I'm worried that the Bucs are going to get their first loss. Like, you guys are pretty stout.
I mean, with the combination of AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts, and Saquon Barkley, they haven't lost a game that all of them have started and finished. So yeah, that's just a really good foursome to have there. However, Todd Bowles has showed in the past that he can make Jalen Hurts feel uncomfortable and get him out of his game. Also, on-field temperatures are supposed to be 103 degrees for this game.
Oh Lord!
So that's going to play into it too, to see how much of the heat is going to be a factor in this game. Also, the Buccaneers signed, I believe he's 450-pound defensive tackle to their practice squad.
They had him in training camp. I know here.
Had him in training camp. He's coming on. Like, is it like just irony that the week of the Eagles game, all of a sudden he's on the Buccaneers practice squad? And there's talk that like he is going to be activated, for the game specifically to come in when the Eagles are going to do the tush push.
I love it. I absolutely love that. Eric, what's your thoughts on this? Do you agree with us that Bucs are probably going to end up losing this one?
I don't know. The Bucs, again, I've watched a lot of the Buccaneers. I think I've watched all 3 of the Buccaneers games so far this season. The Buccaneers defense is really, really good. So there's a reason that we don't have Saquon Barkley going for a touchdown on this ticket, because their run defense is really stout. Yeah. So the Eagles are going to have to throw it well. And, we've only seen them do that for what, Jimmy, like a quarter and a half so far at this point in time?
Well, yeah, this year it's been a quarter and a half.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, we have a new offensive coordinator in Kevin Patullo. So, and one of the things they talked about, the Eagles had talked about, what the difference was in the passing game from the first half to the second half, is that in the second half, in the first half they were playing not to lose, and then in the second half they had they obviously were playing to win. So that's when they sort of opened up the playbook, and that's when it started looking, like a really good offense. And, also the fact that Fred Johnson came in to play right tackle after Matt Pryor was just like spinning around like a turnstile for the first half. So, they definitely have a shot in this game as the Eagles, but I just don't I'm never confident right now of the Eagles going into Tampa and winning a game. I just,
Yeah.
Todd Bowles has always seemed to have Hurts his number, but this will also be a game where Hurts has, Barkley, Brown, Devontae Smith, all in the game starting again. So it'll be interesting to see how this game goes. I would honestly think like in this, it's probably going to be a defensive battle, and so we'll see.
Be up by more than 7 in the last 5 minutes, and you'll be fine. If you're only up by less than a score, and it's the 2-minute drill, then you're done. Because Baker goes 99 when it's a 2-minute drill.
So yeah, I mean, this game is really good. I wouldn't bet any money on either team in this particular game. I mean, I would stay far away from a money line or an odds bet on either team in this particular game. I'm excited to potentially watch this game. I hope that it's on my Sunday ticket, so that I can watch it and enjoy it. But
it's the Brady game. It'll be if you have access to like local Fox, then yeah, you'll get it as the Brady game.
Yeah, but I need it to be on Sunday ticket so I can quad box it with something else. What I need to do.
Oh, okay, never mind. I see what you're saying. I had that problem a couple times last year too.
Yeah. So, but yeah, all right. But as long as Hurts scores a touchdown, which I think is logical, I think we'll be good.
Oh yeah, strictly talking the bet, that's going to happen. But I don't know. You're making me feel better that the Bucs will have a better chance like keeping up with them. I don't know. Baker, I've seen a bit of the Bucs too. I think Baker's just kind of streaky.
He's very streaky.
I don't know. I get some ick with this. I'm very worried for him. I want him to do well, but no offense. I want him to do well, but
go ahead, Dan. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I want him to do well. It's just gonna be tough.
Yeah, and I will get to quad box it, so I'm happy about that.
Hey, well, there you go.
Yeah.
On to the next game. The Commanders are going to Atlanta to face the Falcons. Michael Penix coming off of a humongous dud against the Panthers. And now the Commanders are coming into town. They are back home, luckily, the Falcons. But the Commanders, the defense is definitely punching above its weight class for how old a lot of their players are, but still susceptible. So it's an opportunity for Michael to bounce back. But Bijan Robinson being the center of attention, him getting over 80 total yards, there's a reason it's minus 400 and we're betting on it. Because Michael Penix, I don't know, something's going wrong with Michael. And as far as I know, they're not going to get back to Kirk Cousins, like unless he gets blown out 30-0 again. And I think the Commanders are going to win this game, regardless if it's Mariota or Daniels. I could see them letting Daniels sit for another week because remember when we saw Mariota in Atlanta and he beat us by completing only 14 passes? I think it'll be, I don't know. I'm not that excited maybe I'll just catch highlights of this game. I don't think this will be a fun game to watch, but I think, yes, Bijan, this is a safe bet, and the Commander should take this no matter who's quarterback.
Yeah, the actual over-under on this is 112.5, so we altered it down pretty far to get to the 80. I mean, they're going to have to feed Bijan Robinson if they want to win this game, and he's a viable threat in running and passing. And so, I mean, if the Falcons are going to win the game, they've got to go back to what's the bread and butter, and they've got to, I mean, they proved last week that Penix can't just drop back and throw and lead the team that way. So they've got to get back to rushing the ball. And they've had some success this season when they've been able to run the ball, and hopefully they're able to find that this week and do it. If they do that, then Bijan's going to hit this pretty easily.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think, when basically the Atlanta Falcons offense is just, putrid, even in those times, Bijan Robinson getting a combined 80 total yards, I think is definitely reasonable in this case. And I agree with you, Dan. I really don't want to watch this game. Nothing excites me about watching this game. So yeah, I 80 plus total yards feels like a gimme in this game from Bijan Robinson.
We should make the disclaimer that we're making a lot of these picks based on we want to win. And this seems very obvious. Like I wasn't going to try to pitch a scary Terry touchdown because he's just not finding the end zone much action at all, like lately, unless Eric correct me if he did have a good game last week. And then
no, he was like 5 for 79 or something like that, which I mean is fine, but it's not great.
It's not terrible. But then, everybody on Atlanta's just flatlined last week. And, they're going to be at home this week. And the Commanders' defense can be leaky. But I don't know. Well, as a morbid curiosity, let's call it, I'll be interested in what happens in this game.
Bijan has hit this line in every game this season, by the way, just so you know.
I'm not remotely surprised by that. He'll probably be ending the year in contention for Offensive Player of the Year, probably the way they're going to lean on him. Like a poor man's CMC.
Speaking of CMC.
Yes, in another pick. But this game, I really, really, really got some. I kind of wanted to not touch it all, except for the pick that we did. Patrick Mahomes rushing for 15 yards. That seems like a no-brainer. He's always susceptible to having a breakout run. There's no reason to think he wouldn't be able to get 15 yards on the Ravens. And just on both of these teams in general, they're both coming into this game 1-2. What timeline are we in? Like the Chiefs just stumbling around because their offense is so depleted, kind of like ours, except we're undefeated. It's kind of surprising that the Chiefs have come out of the gate this bad. But I think it's even more surprising that the Ravens have found a way to blow both of their two losses the way that they did, the way they just collapsed against the Lions, and they also collapsed against the Bills in week 1. It's really, but this is obviously part of that. Like, it's so early in the season, don't overblow it. Like, did either of you think? Excuse me. Did either of you think when we got to this game that the Ravens and the Chiefs would be 1-2 each? Like,
I feel like we're back, in the mid '90s. When the Chiefs and the Ravens. This would be, the time. Because the Chiefs, they were always up and down in the '90s, and the Ravens had left Cleveland. So like this is like a mid '90s. Like, what's going on here? But yeah, I'm under the thing where it's like, it's still early in the season. The first 4 games are pretty much essentially preseason. And I mean, if the Chiefs hadn't dropped some passes, they, in the Eagles game, they may have won that game. So yeah, like, well, this will be a good game. Like, I wouldn't want to take, a money line on either one of these guys, but the bet that we have, seems to be working. So yeah, I mean, I feel like Patrick Mahomes will, pull one down and run for 15 yards on one play. So we know he has the capacity to do it multiple times a game. So.
Yeah, well, Mahomes was leading the team in rushing yards last week before the Giants game. I don't know if he still was after the Giants game or not, but I mean, he's been a threat to run all season long and has been doing it so far. I mean, he has like 126 rushing yards coming into that Giants game. So, I mean, he's been rushing the ball quite a bit. So, I mean, 15 yards out of him should be absolutely nothing in this particular game.
You just reminded me, and he had dropped Isaiah Pacheco. Keeping him as a keeper in my fantasy team was probably my biggest mistake as a GM this year so far.
So, but yeah, I mean, this should be a really good game. I mean, I guess I'm not overly surprised that the Chiefs are 1-2, to be honest, just because I knew they were going to have some issues roster wise, and I still didn't really think that they had fixed their offensive line, and they won so many one-score games last season, and that's just not really sustainable over the long run. I mean, I know they won like 17 in a row or some ridiculous number like that, but eventually that gets you caught back up. So, I mean, I guess I kind of thought that if you asked me to pick which one of these teams was 1-2 and it was just a blind draw, I would have picked the Chiefs if I had to pick a team. The Ravens being 1-2 is surprising to me, although, they've played the Bills, who are good, and they've played the Lions, who are good, and they've played the Browns, who are not good, and they've only beaten the Browns. So, I mean, I guess we have to question ourselves as to whether or not the Ravens are actually good or not. And this will be an interesting barometer to see if the Ravens are actually going to be good this season or not, because the Chiefs are not a bad team still by any stretch of the imagination. And if the Ravens don't come out and kind of beat the Chiefs, I mean, pretty handily, I would say, then I think it raises some questions about the Ravens and how good they really are this season.
Dude, this is the ultimate, like, a team that is terrible in the fourth quarter versus a team that's 99 in the fourth quarter in most of their time with Patrick Mahomes. Like, I think you summed it up pretty perfectly. If the Ravens don't come out of the gate swinging and do really good in the first half, I don't see how they're going to beat the Chiefs. Like, they just find a way. No matter what they score, they're like the Bengals last year. No matter what they score, they found a way to lose 2 games that they could have easily won. They could have put away the Bills, and I mean, correct me about the Lions. I actually didn't watch that game, but I kept seeing I kept track of the ticker on the Athletic, and it seemed like the Ravens had opportunities to put the Lions away.
The Lions were kind of in control of that game. I mean, they were in the lead most of that time. So, I mean,
okay, I'll retract that statement then.
But I mean, the Ravens had opportunities. I mean, Derrick Henry fumbled again for the 3rd time in a row, which really cost them and set them back. So, I mean, that was a big loss for them. But
just like he fumbled against Buffalo.
Yeah. Well, he fumbled against Cleveland too. Just didn't cost him a game. So it'll be really interesting to see. But I think that this is a statement game for the Ravens. They've got to really come out and really beat the Chiefs, not just squeak out a victory, to show that they're a really good team this season.
Yeah. Jimmy, do you have any last thoughts on this before we go to our game?
No, I think Eric and you said it all. So.
Perfect. Well, next, were there any other options to bet on this early for this game? Like, especially given how we don't know what our roster is going to look like based on the injury report?
Nope.
I'm sure there was Jag stuff you could bet on, but no, for the Niners, I'm not surprised that this was the only one that we could do.
Well, this was it. It was, what do you want? What is CMC going to do in the game? Was all there was.
Right, because it's probably not even saying that Purdy for sure is going to start, even though, like,
no.
He's been practicing this week. As far as I'm concerned, I'm thinking that it's going to be Purdy, especially because he was going this way on the injury report, and Mac was not, busted his knee up pretty good. But no, yeah. Christian McCaffrey being the centerpiece, like, absolutely not putting him for a touchdown because he's missed it the last 3 times. But 90 plus yards, easy hit. He has to have gone over 100 all 3 games, right?
I believe so. I'll tell you in a moment.
Or 2 out of 3. Like, maybe he didn't go over 100 against the Seahawks. I can't remember, but yeah, since this is the only thing we could bet on, and this by proxy being the thing that we're most confident in, it just kind of coupled together, kind of worked out.
He's gone over 100 all games this season.
Okay. And then yeah, I mean, I usually save my thoughts for the game later at the end, but I think this is a winnable game. Privy to if Juwan is going to be healthy enough to play, assuming that Ricky's knee is not that bad. Ton just continues to have a little bit of a breakout, take advantage of this opportunity. I am a little suspect seeing how our defense plays this very first game without Nick Bosa. It's not the secondary I'm not worried about. It's how much of a step back the front 4 is going to be. But all that said, I mean, it's still the Jaguars with a first-year head coach / play caller. They have talent on there. They're not as bad as like the Titans or the Saints, but so like don't sleep on them. But I think this is a winnable game. I don't see how we couldn't, especially at home, and if Purdy's playing. But I don't know. This is going to be really interesting to see how this defense, especially our defense, comes out, knowing that we're not going to have Bosa anymore. What can we do to compensate for that? And can we keep weathering this really bad storm of offensive injuries that we're still probably two more weeks away from, like, even getting Kittle back?
Yeah. To your question about injuries or statement about injuries, however you want to phrase it, Mac Jones was a limited participant today and yesterday. Purdy was a limited participant yesterday and today. Pearsall was a DNP yesterday, but was a limited participant today. And Juwan was a DNP both yesterday and today.
But was Purdy full today, you said? Or was he limited?
Limited.
Okay.
So both QBs were limited. So who knows who's going to play quarterback? And I think Kyle likes that.
Well, yeah, no, Kyle. I'm not even going to watch any of the press conferences from this week because I already know he's going to do a Belichick and just not say anything. He'll say nothing by saying just I lost the metaphor I was trying to use. He's not going to say anything. That's
no.
I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on this game? I've my piece on it.
You were questioning the 49ers defense and if they'll be able to do well in this game. I do think they will be able to do well in this game due to the fact of one certain person, and that certain person is Trevor Lawrence. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback. And I think the 49ers will be able to, stop even with the fact Nick Bosa is not there. Will be able to. I think they will still do a good job of stymieing this Jacksonville offense. I feel like as long as Trevor Lawrence is the quarterback, the opposing team will always have a pretty decent chance of winning.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of this game because of all the injuries, right? I mean, there's just no real clear cut. I mean, I think if we had...
We're still favorited -3, wasn't it?
Probably. I think if we had Ricky and we had Juwan and we had Demarcus Robinson and we had Purdy, then I'd feel a lot more comfortable about this game.
We do have Demarcus, and it's -3.5.
Okay.
Just wanted to throw that out there.
So, I mean, I'd feel a lot better about this game if knowing all those guys were going to play and participate. The Jaguars' defense has been really good so far this season. They've got 7 or 9 turnovers or something like that, which is like the most in the league at this point in time. The 49ers defense doesn't have any turnovers yet this year.
But they're playing Trevor Lawrence, so.
Well, they are.
I would say they at least get 1 turnover. The 49ers.
Okay, we didn't get a pick off Spencer Rattler though, so think of it like that.
So I mean, I'm very cautiously optimistic about this game. I think the Jags can really hang with us in this particular game, but we'll have to see. So I mean, if I'm betting, I would still bet with my heart. I would bet San Francisco, but I wouldn't feel real great about it. I wouldn't put a ton of money down on it, but I feel good about our bet with Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, I feel like it's winnable. This isn't a game that's wholly out of like. If we were going against Green Bay, I'd be saying our prayers. Like, it's not that bad, but I mean, there is opportunity for Jacksonville to pull an upset. Like, we're definitely a team that you could upset in terms of we're still favored somehow. I thought it'd be a 1-point favorite, not 3.5. But
I mean, you think about so if the 49ers are getting -3.5 at home, that means pretty much Vegas thinks this is an even spread if it was to be played on a neutral field. If you just take the automatic consideration that the home team, even if they're evenly matched, is going to get 3 points, or it's going to win by 3 points. But Vegas is truly saying like if this was on a neutral field, then it would pretty much be a pick'em.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yep. Yeah, and that's kind of what I think of it as well. I think of it as very much a pick'em type game. So
for sure. Oh, and we do. We'll move on, but we got Adam and Mark again.
Oh God. They were so bad last week.
Yeah, they weren't great. I saw it yesterday. They released the game slate yesterday, and so I looked at it and I was like, oh great, we got Adam. I can't pronounce his last name, but we got Adam and Mark Sanchez again.
Sanchez tries so hard to make up nicknames for everybody, and Adam just like misses calls. I mean, it's just This is bad.
Well, until he can come up with a good nickname for somebody, they instead of putting his name as Mark Sanchez and whatever,
Butt fumble.
Butt fumble.
Yep.
It's like he likes to make up nicknames. He'll just put butt fumble.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes. Here, just realizing what time it's at. To get through the rest of these real quick, we only got 4 more games that we're talking about. Yes. Only bet we have on our next game. Green Bay is going to Dallas, the same stadium. Last time they were there, they kicked the crap out of them. I still remember that. And Green Bay got a big upset against Cleveland last week. And Dallas is coming off of getting their butts whipped by Chicago of all teams. So both teams are looking for a little bit of redemption in this, and I think we're all in agreement clearly because we put it on here that Green Bay is going to get the get-right game instead of Dallas. Any objections or devil's advocates there? I for one think Green Bay is going to mop the floor with Dallas, especially without CeeDee Lamb.
Well, ever since I bought a cheesehead at Lambeau Field, the Cowboys have never beaten the Packers, so I'm going to wear that good luck cheesehead during this game, and I'm going, Green Bay over the Dallas Cowboys money line. This is perfect. Like I can root for the Packers to win. If they win, it hits on our ticket. And honestly, the Cowboys and with the way, especially with the way they look last week, I'm sort of like wondering if they end up getting 1 or 2 more losses. Well, if they get 2 more losses or so in the next 2 weeks, that Jerry Jones might just end up saying we're just going to end up being really bad so that we could get the number 1 pick and maybe get a good quarterback or whatever. I have that feeling if this continues on, they may slump the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm. Eric, your thoughts?
I mean, the Cowboys defense is putrid. They can't stop anybody. They can't stop anything. So, I mean, the Packers should easily be able to run up the score on them. Shouldn't be a problem. They've got some real big hitters on the Packers in terms of offense. Those wide receivers like to run deep. And the Cowboys right now can't defend the deep ball to save their lives. So I think the Packers are just going to bomb them to death and blow them out of the water. I think this is not even going to be close. Without CeeDee Lamb, like you mentioned, Dan, I think Dallas is going to really struggle to score points and move the ball. And I think this is going to be just a real disaster of a game for the Cowboys. So, I mean, I think this is going to be something like, 30-something to
7,
maybe 10, maybe 10, maybe 14, maybe 13, something like that. But I think it's going to be extremely lopsided.
Oh no,
I don't think Dallas is going to be able to hang with them at all.
No, this is gonna go so sideways. So anyway, moving to the next one. Viewers, yes, we're aware that this one has already been decided when you're when you're looking at this. This is for us. Let us have this. We noticed a trend of the Cardinals defense allowing a certain amount of completions to quarterbacks 3 weeks in a row. So that's why that's on here. Sam Darnold getting at least 21, or written there 20 and a half completions against the Cardinals defense. We're taking the shot on this one. Jimmy, you were the one that really spearheaded this one. I should let you finish our thoughts on this.
I mean, I can't go back and look at every single game that he's been the defensive coordinator as far as Rich Gannon. And probably the only time where a quarterback, I would say this, I would say I would be willing to at least bet a couple of bucks that the only time that the over did not hit on this was the NFC Championship game in 2022 when they took out Brock Purdy in the first quarter. Like that was probably the only time, if I can think back, that this bet, probably the over on completions against Jonathan Gannon's defense, did not hit. And that was because the quarterback ended up getting injured in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be willing to bet, like, yeah, I mean, he, like, after spending like 2 years just watching people dink and dunk on him, I'm like, oh, yeah, like, let me think. Like, so, last week when it was you guys and with Mac Jones, I'm thinking like, oh, yeah, Mac Jones should hit the over or whatever. And then we went back to the previous 2 games, and both of those games they hit the over. So I can't necessarily deep dive all the way back over the last 2 years or so, but I'd be willing to bet that the over hit on this at least 90% of the time.
Mm-hmm. Eric, do you have thoughts on? Well, I guess I'll throw it out here too if we want to give our thoughts on the game itself. This is kind of a pick'em to me personally. I don't know, gun to my head. I think Sam Darnold and the Seahawks will win. I just don't like. I don't know, especially with James Conner gone. I don't know, something about the Cardinals, even though they're at home. But no, again, obviously we know who you all know who it is, so you're yelling at the screen. But for us a day ago, I think in 15 minutes the game will start, and I think the Seahawks are going to win.
Yeah, I would say probably the Seahawks are going to win too. I think Connor being out really eliminates a large part of what the Cardinals do, which is run the ball. Having watched the Cardinals offense 5 or 6 times over the last couple of years, they don't seem to be able to do anything. It's all just dink and dunk, slow move up the field stuff. And without being able to run the ball now, I think they're going to really be limited in what they can do. I don't think they're going to be able to air it out and make plays in the passing game. So I think they're going to be very limited. Seahawks seem like after week 1, they've turned it around. I guess our defense was very limiting week 1. It wasn't just the Seahawks offense. So if the Seahawks offense is really as good as it seems like it might be over the last couple of weeks, then they should be able to handle the Cardinals pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
So,
right.
and Jimmy's point about the bet is very solid. So I'm happy to put that on the ticket.
Yes. All right. With very limited time, we still got these last 2 games to go through. We'll knock these out real fast because there's not really much to say about either of them. Starting on the most lopsided game of the week at a -15 favorite for the Bills. The Saints are going to Buffalo, and what we're betting on is James Cook going over 50 yards. Seems pretty easy. He's second right now to Jonathan Taylor in rushing, leading the league in rushing. And then Josh Allen, kind of like how we thought with Patrick Mahomes, breaking out just a random 15 yards. Both seem very, very doable. And then Bills money line. The Saints are in the running. They're squarely in the running for the first overall pick. I mean, guys, did I miss anything? I mean, is there anything else to say other than just a prayer that the Saints can cover the spread?
I mean, honestly, like when I saw the Bills money line odds, I couldn't believe it. Nearly -1,500, like on a money line in the NFL. Like that's completely insane. It feels like nowadays. But yeah, I think you could I could see it because the Bills just being where they've been at for like the last 5-6 years, as compared to where the Saints as an organization are. Like, it does make sense, especially since the fact the Bills will also be at home. So, all those bets, I mean, the fact that, we parlayed 3 things and it's still -135 for all 3 of those things to happen. That just, I mean, it should be a cakewalk for the Bills. All of these should hit from this game. So yeah.
My analysis is the Bills are really good and the Saints are really bad. That's really good.
Bills good, Saints bad.
Yeah, Bills good, Saints bad. There's really nothing more to say about it other than that. I mean, the Saints can't beat anybody. They're really pathetic right now, and this should be a cakewalk for the Bills. It should be one of the most lopsided games of the week. This is going to be my survivor pool pick that I pick, and
for sure,
see what happens.
Yeah, just not much else to really say about that. Like I was telling Jimmy, I kind of wanted to throw $1 on the Saints covering the spread, but that was only minus 112, so that wasn't worth it.
I was just saying, put it on the money line, like
Yeah, was it? Yeah, the plus 800 turn $1 into $8. I mean, but anyway, on to our last game. The Chargers are going to MetLife to face the Giants, who are now led by Jackson Dart because Russell Wilson has been benched once again. We think it's a safe bet that the Chargers are going to win and that Justin Herbert is going to actually throw over 210 yards. The Giants, I mean, I don't know. I think Jackson Dart will be okay, but I think the Giants are still going to lose this just because it's his first game, and the Chargers are striking lightning right now. Terrible pun intended. Something's going right for the Chargers this time, and the Giants even switching quarterbacks. It's a prime opponent for them to go 4-0 for the first time in a long time. And I don't know, the former Jim Harbaugh era fan of me is very happy for him. I'm glad Justin Herbert looks like he's finally starting to ascend to the potential that we've seen in him for the last 5 years. I don't know. I'm very confident in these picks, but just on that narrative level, like it's what a weird timeline that the Chargers are actually good that we're living in.
I mean, I think there's a possibility the Giants could win this game, actually, to be all seriousness, for just because it's the Chargers coming on the East Coast, playing a quarterback that they haven't seen, in how they're going to work them in an offense. There is a possibility that I think the Giants could win this game, but I still would lean more that the Chargers are most likely going to win this game, and 210 yards out of Justin Herbert is an easy bet. But there was tweets going out today that said, the Jets are 0-3, the Giants are 0-3. It's like, things in New York are really bad right now when it comes to football. And the Bills just happened to post something in response to that, saying basically the Bills are actually the only team that are physically in New York. So it's funny what's going on with all this.
That's great.
That is hilarious.
Brian Dable, I mean, way back when he was the hire, everybody was excited that the Giants got Brian Dable, and the whole controversy around, that Brian Flores was the Rooney Rule interview on that one, and the whole mix up, which Brian actually got the job, because of Bill Belichick. And a lot of people fought me on the fact that Brian Dable was more qualified to be the Giants head coach over Brian Flores. And Brian Dable has an organization that, even though the moves or whatever you can say or make, it's still wanting him and trying to do the best for him to actively win. And he's 0-3. If we go back when Brian Flores was fired, they were literally telling him to tank, and he said no. They wouldn't do anything for him to help him win, and he still went 9-7. So, yeah, I mean, the Giants under Dabo, it's been a really bad hire, and obviously I do believe Brian Flores should have been the head coach of this team, and I do think they would look different at this point. But yeah.
I mean, you could also argue he dodged a bullet, because you see how much better Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley are out of that organization.
Yeah.
Well, the Giants defense would be a lot better if Flores was there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
But I mean, I think the Chargers are going to win this game. I think a rookie coming out and winning their first game is a rare occurrence. It doesn't happen very often, and the Chargers defense has been pretty good this season. So I think they'll give Jackson Dart some discomfort and some trouble out there, make his life a little bit miserable. The line on Herbert, the actual over/under on Herbert was 257. So we altered it down pretty significantly to still get a good bet in there.
Yeah, 250 for some reason feels a little high. Like 210, 220, that sounds...
Well, the Giants defense is pretty good. I mean, they're not bad.
Yeah, their pass rush with Thibodeau, Burns, who else do they have? Their front seven's not bad.
Yeah. So I mean, I think they could put up a challenge there, but I think he should easily cross over 210, and I think that the Chargers should easily get the win. So I just don't think that the rookie is going to be able to pull it out in his first start. So we'll see. Dable's officially put his seat on the burner though. So if Dart comes out and he stinks all season long, I think Dable's going to be in real trouble in the offseason.
I wouldn't be surprised if the GM and the head coach are fired after the season from the Giants. Like, it's just, especially if Danny Dimes ends up, looking, halfway decent and the Colts, win the division, or something like that. Like,
Dart stinks all season.
Well, yeah, Dart stinks all season, and I would say by the end of the year they're both going to be without a job.
Could be.
Well, how irrespective of what they are now. So
how funny would that be if this year, we need to wrap it up after this, but I just need to point out, what if after all the season goes and Daniel Jones and the Colts end up winning the Super Bowl, how that would continue the trend of a former first-round pick from the Giants, their first year with a new team, and they win the Super Bowl. Like, or maybe not their first year, because Tony broke that trend the second time. But if Daniel Jones could continue the trend of former first-round picks of the Giants winning a Super Bowl with another team.
You've got some high aspirations for your Colts over there, Dan.
I know. I mean, I think like
they're. By the way, people can see this payout. It's $430. I'm just getting this off the screen.
You just got rid of Jimmy.
My bad. Sorry. I clicked the wrong button. My bad.
I mean, that definitely could happen. Whatever. But with as we saw with like the Saquon Barkley decision, that everybody knew that Barkley was a superstar and that he was just on a bad team. That's always how I felt.
Yeah, for sure.
And he goes from being, like really good on the Giants to like all world on the Eagles. That's just it. I don't know if Danny Dimes is going to go all world with the Indianapolis Colts. Like, I don't think he's going to go over 5,000 yards and throw for 50 touchdowns, or because that's
he's not thrown a pick or lost a fumble in 3 weeks.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
I'm just
I know. I'm just saying, like, we compare the two, like Danny Dimes, if to equal the level of Saquon Barkley's, in the same aspect, he would need to throw for 5,000 yards and like 50 something touchdowns, which I just
for sure
Danny Dimes doing. Yeah. But he could still come in, and win the division and maybe win a home playoff game or something like that. I could see that.
He's gonna win the South at this rate.
Here's what I'll give you, Dan. They have a really easy schedule. Yeah. So, I mean, there's absolutely no reason why they shouldn't make the playoffs at this point in time. If they really are who they say they are through 3 games, using the old Denny Green quote, right? they were who they say they were. If we use that quote, then they should easily make the playoffs because their schedule is crap. And there's absolutely no reason they shouldn't be in the playoffs.
They play the Rams. Like, I have all the confidence in the world that they'll beat the Rams. That is on my personal ticket. I think they will beat the Rams, and I was happy to put that on there because they were not favorited. I don't know, but that's neither here nor there. I didn't mean to go on a whole Colts thing.
Everybody's allowed one tangent per podcast, Dan. It's okay.
That's true. Thank you for reminding me.
Is that a rule?
Yes.
Yeah, I said that. I remember saying that last year. I'm so happy my home state team is actually good, and I'm happily eating whatever I need to eat for doubting Indiana Jones. Even though everybody and their mother did, we're all.
Yeah.
But we gotta wrap this up. We gotta give a shout out to our sponsor, RoyalRetros.com. What is Royal Retros is your go-to place to get yourself an authentic throwback jersey, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, any of the major sports. They got you covered. And for all of us Bay Area fans, check out the Candlestick Collection. It is curated with us in mind. It's got Giants gear. It's got 49ers gear. And when you find something you like, use the promo code Shady Sports, and that will get you 10% off of the entire order, not just the Candlestick Collection or special items. Your entire cart, you'll get 10% off when you use the promo code Shady Sports. It'll help us out. It'll help out our awesome EP Sam and the entire Shady Sports network of programs. Again, that promo code Shady Sports to get 10% off of your order at RoyalRetros.com. Go get yourself an authentic throwback jersey today. Mr. Jimmy B, we have T-shirts. Let the people know about them.
So if you keep watching the show, we have we're trying to bring awareness to the lack of accountability by NFL and its owners. We all know if a player gets in trouble, within an hour or so, the whole world knows. Ian Rappaport, Adam Schefter, it's all over the news. But these owners are doing things that are just sliding under the radar. And honestly, like, I'm not trying to defend the players and what they're doing, but the simple fact that owners are doing similar things and you don't get the press coverage that the players would. So anyway, so we're trying to say owner standards are less than player standards, #owner accountability. And to show you, we put our money where our mouth is. We are selling these T-shirts for Mountain Comprehensive Care Centers in Kentucky. All the proceeds go to them. Here's our statement. $22.99 gets you that in a T-shirt, or we have different colors, different sizes, and different styles. Next up, we have our podcast logo art. You'll find this anywhere on our YouTube channel, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. When you see the picture, this is it. $22.99 gets you that in a T-shirt. Next up, we have our alternate logo art. $22.99 gets you that in a T-shirt, and we have different styles and different sizes. And last but not least, how can you say no to our mascot, a peanut, eating peanuts while cheering on his San Francisco 49ers? $22.99 gets you that in a T-shirt, and we have that in different styles and different sizes as well. All the proceeds go to Mountain Comprehensive Care Centers, so order one and donate to a charity today.
Yes, all the info you need for Mountain Comprehensive Care Center if you want to look them up, and our T-shirt link in the show description, show notes. Just scroll down and you'll find them there. That is all we got for you on this episode. Yes, I acknowledge again that we made a bet that's happening right now while we're recording this. So but just keep that in the back of your head for the next week, because we'll probably do it again, depending on who the Cardinals play. But yeah, any last second breaking news that's worth shouting out real quick?
Justin Fields has returned to practice, but he has not cleared concussion protocol yet. And Jaden Daniels feels good, but his status is up to the doctors whether or not he will play this week. And Sam Darnold has already completed 2 passes.
I stand by what I said. It doesn't matter if Mariota. I think Mariota, if he plays, he's going to get jazzed up because he's playing in Atlanta again, personally. But yeah, this has happened too many times. This is why we do this. Where breaking news happens like right when we're turning off the mics. So, but yeah, just we already said it too. Jaguars, they have an opportunity, but we have an opportunity too. It's going to be hopefully less heart attacks. That's what our prayer will be, for less heart attacks than we had last week against the Jags. So I think with that, Mr. Jimmy B, let's get us out of here.
Outro music, River Road, Justin Youth.
All right, guys. Beat the Jaguars. We'll see you Tuesday.
Later.
River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long. River Road, where have all the women gone? Have they kissed her hand and waved you bye-bye? Have they thought about crossing your double yellow lines? River Road, they love the way you whine.